Every night, she would hear her parents whispering outside her door. When she peeked through the crack, she saw them staring back at her with empty, soulless eyes. His mother always insisted on combing his hair before bed, but one night, he realized it wasn't his mother's hand running through his hair. Instead, it was something cold and clammy. They always found it odd how their parents never blinked in family photos, until they discovered the truth. They found their parents in the basement in a secret slaughterhouse. She discovered a room in the attic filled with life-size dolls bearing a striking resemblance to her, wearing clothes from different stages of her life. "Do you like my collection?" her mother called. Every morning, her father would serve her breakfast with a smile. One day, she realized the eggs he served were filled with tiny maggots, and it dawned on her she hadn't seen her mother in a few days. He woke up to find his parents standing at the foot of his bed, their faces contorted into grotesque smiles as they whispered, "We've been waiting for you to wake up, darling." They smiled eerily, their eyes wide. She always thought her mother's cooking tasted strange, until she found human teeth hidden in the meatloaf, each one engraved with a different name. She felt her light-headed right before everything went dark. His parents would always tuck him in, but one night, he felt something slithering under the covers. When he looked to see what it was, he saw his parents' faces morph into twisted, nightmarish masks and screamed. She received a letter from her deceased parents, inviting her to a family dinner, but when she arrived at the gravesite, she found freshly dug graves. A voice called out and she knew it was too late. They found a photo album filled with pictures of their parents engaged in unspeakable rituals, their eyes glowing. They felt a chill the longer they looked, each page revealing a more horrific image. She woke up in the middle of the night to find her parents staring at her from the foot of her bed, their mouths twisted into silent screams as they reached out for her. Paralysis set in as she tried to yell, but her fear drove her mute. His parents always warned him about the monsters under his bed, but when he looked, he found his parents' severed heads staring back at him, their mouths stitched into permanent smiles. She discovered a room in the basement filled with jars containing preserved organs, each one labeled with a date and a familiar name. She found an empty jar with the worst label possible, today's date and her name. He always felt his parents' gaze following him, until he realized it wasn't his parents watching him, but the life-size dolls scattered throughout the house, their glass eyes gleaming in the darkness. She returned home to find her parents sitting at the dinner table, their faces frozen in expressions of agony, their bodies slowly decomposing as they waited for her to join them. Their eyes suddenly jolted and locked on her.